Hi, educators. Did you know that ChatGPT or any other AI can help you to analyze your learning observations? I'm going to make a series of videos that will unpack how ChatGPT or any other AI tool can assist you in writing, analyzing, and proofreading and extending on your written observations of children's learning. This includes group learning and individual learning. This also includes adding the EYLF outcomes, principles, practices, and developmental theories and links to them. But what you are going to see today is mind blowing. It actually surprised me as well what this tool can do. A little bit of caution, all the images that I'm going to show, they do not have children's faces. So whenever you upload any information about children to these tools, be careful, remember privacy and confidentiality considerations, and never upload anything that has children's faces or any identifiable features. So I would suggest to use what I'm going to teach you for samples of work only. And even this is a little bit of concern in terms of privacy. But today I'll just show you what you can do using these tools, and I'm sure they soon will be embedded in our protected Storypark app and other apps that help us to document. Yet this is really interesting way to learn about development through looking at it and samples with support from AI. So ChatGPT 3.5 is a free text-based tool that can help you to brainstorm some early childhood activities, experiences, including art experiences. And this is how you can use it. Let's try to start brainstorming some activities for this age group 3 to 5. With ChatGPT, everything should be about prompting. Because it is an AI, artificial intelligence tool, you need to be very specific in terms of what you want. So here is what I asked ChatGPT to do. Brainstorm some art activities and learning experiences that involve process art for my early childhood students who are interested in pets, animals, dogs in particular. My students are 3 to 4 years old. Here we go. Let's see, what do we have here? Some of these activities you may discard, but we will look at it critically and see if they are suitable. So, for example, they have paw print painting. Provide large sheets of paper and non-toxic paint. Encourage children to dip their hands or feet in paint and make paw prints on the paper. Discuss different types of animal prints and compare them. I think this is possible. It is not exactly process art, not super creative, yet it is mark making activity and we will accept this. Collage creations, definitely. Gather magazines, newspapers, and fabric scraps with images and pets and animals. Let children cut out the pictures and glue them onto a large poster board to create collaborative animal collage. What I like about this suggestion is that it is a collaborative, so children work together with educators, so you can discuss a lot of things, and this could be part of your pet project or inquiry-based project about animals or pets. This also encourages a lot of communication in terms of language development, so you can introduce different names for body parts of animals, different breeds, and this is really good activity. Sensory play with animal themed materials. Let's see what they suggest. Set up sensory bin. Oh, we love sensory bins filled with materials such as shredded paper, cotton balls, and feathers. Nice. Add plastic toy animals, especially dogs, for children to explore and interact with. Encourage them to describe how materials feel to make connections to real animals. That's really good. So at least 4 activities we already have. Play-Doh pets. Oh, that's new. So I think not all children can use Play-Doh so they can create symbols of dogs. So we do need some support there. So your support would be important. But cutters for animals, yeah, you can use them, although it's not exactly process art. So that's a product art. But it is an activity, okay? So possible. Doggy daycare pretend play. I love that. That's definitely good. Yet it is not an art activity. As you can see, ChatGPT also is not perfect consultant, so it's not your trainer or assessor, and it's not educational leader, of course. But it is a good experience, I would say. Providing resources for pretend play are wonderful, and they do encourage children to role play, such as create a hospital for pets or daycare or um, become caretakers of animals. That's fostering empathy, social skills. Nice. So we also can use texture rubbing, so create different textures and talk about I guess skin of animals, fur, etc. But so far, the idea with fur I like, but I would change it into maybe using different materials, such as pieces of recycled fabric, to discuss what it feels like, and then discuss how your pet you have at home feels like. What do you like about hugging your pet animal, and etc. Bubble wrap painting. Well, if you have bubble wrap, you don't buy it usually because it's not sustainable. Then yes, into paw print shapes and attach them to the end of wooden blocks. So this suggestion is a little bit outdated, yet you still can do stamp prints. I think you can just cut out cardboard, all the pieces of cardboard. You don't need bubble wrap, and you of course can experiment with stamping. Storytelling, puppet making. Yes, this is arts based. I agree. So they will create storytelling and puppet making, and they will create their own puppets using prompts. So the suggestions, I would say, just ordinary, nothing super creative, but it is definitely good for starters, especially if you are new to early childhood education and care, looking for some ideas. So I tried to adjust this brainstorming session and asked ChatGPT, which is a free version, 3.5, as you can see, to pretend that you are an educational leader at Early Childhood Center, and I asked ChatGPT to create a list of projects that are aligned with Reggio Emilia approach and research dogs and pets. Let's see what they will come up with. So they also offer pet collage, which is about discussing experiences with pets. I like this idea. This is really good. And because you are discussing it with children, you can ask them to draw a picture of their pet, to create a collage of their pet. You can give them fabric, scraps, natural materials, feathers, leaves, like any loose parts, and they can create their favorite animal. Awesome idea. You see, we immediately improved this experience by adding link to the theory, Reggio Emilia approach, and we also emphasized the use of art, and this kind of added a little bit more depth. Doggy diary documentation. Okay, we can introduce the concept of documentation to children by explaining that they will be observing dogs, and they will take photographs, make drawings. So this really aligns with the idea of children speak 100 languages from Reggio Emilia, and they definitely can use different ways to participate, and this encourages us to um, involve children in the process. So I like this idea. Pet habitat investigation. So this is good. So we begin by discussing different habitats. I would also add mind maps here. So when you discuss, you need to write it down for children. Use flow books where they will write down or draw some things. So this would be a living documentation, as Kelly Good-Seer calls it. And this way it will be inquiry-based learning. I think you need to add all these wonderful loose parts, natural materials such as soil, sand, water, branches, and rocks. This will help children to manipulate materials, explore, and this is more aligned with nature pedagogies as well in bush kinder approach. And they will design and build miniature pet habitats using those natural recycled materials. Yes, I agree. This is a good idea. Arts based promotes creativity. Pose and paintings. So we are now delving a little bit deeper into techniques. That's also kind of in line with Reggio Emilia approach, because they do provide children with a lot of good resources for art, good paper. So it's more studio philosophy. So they do offer painting, drawing, and collage. So you will give them a lot of supplies to experiment with, and with this studio teacher or atelierista, as they call it in Reggio Emilia, they will obviously use all these resources to create um, fantastic paintings, drawings, or collage. They also will be working in small groups. They might create large scale painting or even mural, and this will promote collaboration. I like how this project involves children collaboratively as well. Finally, pet parade and storytelling. What I really like, that it's quite kind of gives you a range of different ideas. You can invite children to bring in pictures and small objects representing their pets or favorite animals. Organize a pet parade, okay? So they can bring pictures of their pets. They can bring um yeah, well, you better not to ask them to bring pets because it's not really pet centered, but you can definitely invite them to bring any special pictures they have at home, and parents also can be involved, and then they will do show and tell or shared storytelling session when they will talk about um, their pets, and they might actually create story about a pet, and we can create a collaborative story which is called narrative analysis inquiry. So it's a shared storytelling project. So I like these ideas. They are pretty much in line with Reggio Emilia, and they are art based. So you can also ask more specific questions for this art project. Now I'm going to show you what I did as a teacher, not as an AI informed teacher, because we didn't have this tool back then, for my dog inquiry. So one of the invitations to learn included this beautiful memory game, I'd say. So it is using natural resources, as you can see, but it also has pictures of different dog breeds. So I use stickers and natural wood cookies to create this memory game. And I also wrote at the back the breed, so this way children can manipulate freely, and they can be inspired by this resource, so it can sparkle conversations. You can call it language resource, but I like to call it just memory game or learning resource. So there was also invitation to play Animal Hospital. So you can see what the ChatGPT suggested. So this is what it will look like. So we have dogs, toy dogs, we have bowls, we have some pharmacies set, and we have these clipboards with animal check up. So you can either keep it or add texts there so they can start making their own marks, and of course involved in imaginative play. I'll show you another example of this setup. As you can see, I use fabric to make it more appealing. I did write dogs, so that's to introduce pre-writing skills and print, and also created these pictures of dogs based on the book that I bought in the op shop. So this helped children to see the symbols of dogs in many ways, and also see dogs written as a word. So this really is linked to outcome 5 from the EY lab. So this is what I came up without ChatGPT, but I'm going to show you something really crazy that I think is the next step in the development of AI as assistant for teachers and early childhood educators. So to do that, I will need to change ChatGPT to another ChatGPT, which is called ChatGPT Vision, and it is the paid service. But I hope that it will be available to everyone very soon. So what we need is ChatGPT 4, and this one is allowing us to upload some pictures. Yes, so that's what we are after. We want to upload this picture of a dog, this one. Okay, so and I will add to this, this is the play space I created for 3 to 5 years old children in Australian kindergarten. Can you please tell me, analyze it? What learning goals can I set up for this play space? Is there anything to improve? Give me suggestions. So this is my first time doing this, and let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so as you can see, because it's ChatGPT 4, it uploads the image, and you can see that ChatGPT is working. So it turned out that this ChatGPT is not able to help, so we need special ChatGPT Vision. And I'm going to start the chat and do the same. Yeah, and I'm going to upload the same image. Okay, I think they will be able to help. So I changed the prompt to ask to analyze this sample. So that's a child drawing sample based on the developmental stage and pencil grip. So this will blow your mind, all right? Based on the image of the one that I shared, you can see there are no identifiable issues, so it is good in terms of confidentiality, but it is typically associated with children aged 3 to 5 years old. The drawing seems to feature simple formats that may represent objects or figures from the child perception. This characteristic of pre-schematic stage of development, according to Victor Lowenfield, stages of artistic development. Children at this stage are starting to draw simple shapes and might begin assign meaning to them, but their drawings are not yet detailed or proportionally accurate. As for pencil grip, the child is using what appears to be a dynamic tripod grip. Yes, I agree. So that's correct. So it's not a fist grip, but this is correct. Which is often considered the most efficient for writing at this age. Yes, the pencil is held between the thumb and the first two fingers while it's resting on the ring finger. This grip allows for greater control over the movement of the pencil, which is important for later writing, development, drawing skills. It's good to see that this kind of grip developing at this age. It can be an indicator of fine motor skills development. So it's not enough, of course, they say analysis. Let's see what else we can get from this ChatGPT tool. It's just amazing, isn't it? I also wrote a prop which I made a mistake in. I also know that child intended to draw a picture of a dog and make a puppet. How would you describe the creativity or this creative activity through the lens of developmental theory? So we have um, these different angles that AI suggests. Cognitive development is pre-operational stage. You can see you can add it to your analysis. Symbolic thinking is emerging. Yes, I agree, which means children can now use symbols like words or drawing to represent objects that are not present. Drawing of a dog and the idea of turning into a puppet is a good example of symbolic thought. Excellent analysis. The child pencil grip and the quality of the drawing insight into development of fine motor skills. Typically, by the age of 3, children move from more primitive grasp to a more refined tripod pencil grip. Yes, and that's amazing analysis as well. Now, Vygotsky theory emphasized the importance of imaginative play in learning and development. The act of transforming simple drawing into a puppet showcases child imagination and indicate the concept development, understanding of what dogs are. Excellent. Also, we see a stage of emotional social development. They use initiative, receive positive feedback from adults, showing sense of agency. In terms of language communication, we cannot really tell anything what child was saying because it's a sample of child's drawing, but you can add it because you are there and you are interested in what child has to say about this painting. I'm gonna add another angle for analysis. Can you help me to identify the stage of development or mode of development according to Jerome Bruno? So let's see what we've got. Yes, this is a way to revisit an active, iconic, and symbolic stages if you forgot or haven't learned about these stages. So you can see that this stage occurs about the age of 3 in active. So they are they just like to manipulate pencils, crayons, and then they will like to move a puppet. So that's an active stage. A conic stage would be probably what this child is at, I think, in terms of visual images and pictures that represent objects. That's a very important part of development. Drawing of this dog represents at this stage, well, as the child is using image to represent something in the real world. So as Vygotsky was saying as well, children use symbols, yes, so for real things in the world, and that's really big stage of their development. So they do know what a dog looks like, and also they demonstrate iconic thinking. So the next stage would be symbolic stage, and child is not there yet. So they are at iconic stage. So you can definitely use this in your analysis. Now I'm gonna add the last dimension. I'm gonna ask can you analyze this drawing through the lens of Piaget's schema. Yep. And that's another thing. The more theories you know, the better you're able to analyze child's observations, and the better your prompts to ChatGPT or any other AI tool will be. You can see that there are many types of schema or schematas, as Jean Piaget called them. Children actually have these mental representations in their mind of how the world function. And here you can see that dog is represented in the child's drawing. At this age, children increasingly use symbols. They also use scribbles, drawings, tadpole figures, stick figures to represent themselves, their families, and objects around them. Always ask, what are you drawing? What did you try to tell me in this picture? Also, artistic schema, they might start understanding shapes, colors. Although dog is green, it's still quite artistically creative. Yeah. Animal schema, they do understand that this is animal, the shape, some defining characteristics, although not anatomically correct. Yeah. Also, object permanence. Yes, this child moved away from sensory motor stage and now is at operational stage. They know that the dog exists even when not in view. And also they are using play schema. They understand how to use puppets for play. So this is more than enough for analysis. Now, last thing to surprise you, can you link this to some components of the outcome 5 of the EYLF? Let's see. That's a really, really amazing feature. But remember, you always have to check because sometimes AI tools make things up. Yeah. And we see some good links to outcome 5. Children interact verbally and non-verbally. Yes, this child interacts through drawing. They have a drawing and then they create a puppet and they can start interacting with peers or adult. Actually, this child did interact with me. They did tell me that it is a doggy. Yeah, this is my doggy. And they talked a lot about this drawing. Children engage with a range of texts. So maybe we were reading a book about dogs, or maybe it's just a narrated story that he will create, and then you can document it. And this will be amazing storytelling experience as well. Child express ideas and make meaning using a range of media. Yes, this is a sub outcome I would link this experience to as well. Child using drawing as a medium, and they express their ideas and make meaning through drawing. Yes, absolutely. It's a conceptual leap to use a drawing as a basis for a puppet. So developmentally, this child is a good communicator. He also starts to understand how symbols and pattern systems work. The drawing of a dog represents an understanding of symbols where drawing stands for something else. A real dog, in this case, that this child has at home. This is called symbolic thinking. It's really fundamental for reading, writing, mathematics, and the arts. I am beyond, like, I don't know, I'm very impressed. I am very impressed by these results. All right. So, but always check with EYLF to make sure that you understand the outcomes and sub outcomes as well. Not just copy, but make sense of it, analyze it. And just a reminder that this uses special paid version of ChatGPT where you can upload pictures. Last but not least is the drawing of a 3-year-old child that I'm going to share with ChatGPT Vision, again paid app, so it's a subscription service. But look at the analysis and tell me in the comments if you are impressed. So this drawing is a real drawing on the whiteboard that this child did. So I know that this child, I know what the drawing is about, so let's see what analysis will tell us. So we have great example of early childhood artistic development at this age. Children what we often refer to pre-schematic stage, according to Victor Lowenfield, stages of artistic development. Here's a breakdown. We have line and circle stage. Children are using basic shapes such as circles and lines to represent figures. The drawing has a circular shape and head and lines and limbs typical for this developmental stage. The child is beginning to associate shapes with meanings. Yes, so that's symbols, right? They might say that this is a drawing of a person or a character. It is a drawing of a person, of this child, particular child who was drawing. And various lines, shapes have purposes. Also, they begin to use what we call tadpole figures. Yeah, and this is very typical for early development of drawing. So this shows emerging understanding of what humans look like, and maybe dogs as well, right? Also, you can see that some facial features are included, so it shows some attention to detail. So makeup, faces. Children can kind of see human identity includes like eyes, hair, a smile, and a nose, and maybe yes, stick hands and feet. In terms of control motor skills, this was a vertical drawing, so the child was drawing on a whiteboard, and the lines are relatively controlled, indicated development on fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. This is part of normal development, physical abilities in early childhood. Yes, I agree. Also, we have exploration of space. Typically, we don't know how big this whiteboard was. I know it was quite big, and the figure seems to float and doesn't really have clear orientation, which is also typical for this age. So this is a drawing that is analyzed through developmental theory, obviously stages of development, Victor Lowenfield. You can do the same what we did before with the previous drawing, and this is quite impressive, isn't it? So you can use children's samples of work to make sense of them, but always use your judgment as a professional educator. You may ask ChatGPT to explain some concepts to you. For example, if you do not know what is tadpole stage of development, or explain pencil grip stages to me as if I am new to early childhood education. And this way you can use ChatGPT for many things, but I think this feature, when you use Vision, will help you to analyze samples really well, especially if you have pictures of them. Remember, children should never be in these pictures because you're uploading it to the cloud and to the internet. So here we go. This is the description of the grip. And if you want to turn it into like a diagram, I also can show you how to do it for yourself. So as you, let's say, studying, you can look at whimsical diagrams and ask the other ChatGPT, can you turn it into a diagram? Here. And this will create a diagram for you as well. So this is a really great help for us in terms of analyzing observations. But today's video is focusing on analyzing the work samples or visual observations. Also a little bit of brainstorming activities, and analyzing through the lens of developmental theories, different types of theories. And you can also see some links to the EYLF. So here we go. We have the diagram that shows development of pencil grip for children. We have a dynamic tripod grip that this drawing identified with child who was drawing a dog. Also static tripod grip, digital pronate grip, and palmar supinate. So we have different types of grip. We have different names for them as well, but it's quite an important part of development. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember that this was involving ChatGPT that is unpaid and ChatGPT that is paid. I hope to make a video on Gemini, that is Google AI tool, which probably will do the same, and I'll try. Maybe you don't need to pay for the images. Let's see. If you like this video, please click a like and share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments below what other videos about AI tools or ChatGPT and programming, planning, observation support you would like me to make. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.